Hello and welcome to the McLaren Artura Track Day event. First thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to buy all the upgrades I need to finish this event, which is all Tier 3. 1,580,600 R dollars and 393 gold. Be careful when you get to breaks because there's 2 R in a row. Don't accidentally spend gold. Rewards are 150,000 R dollars and 60 gold, so final costs are 1,430,600 R dollars and 333 gold. That's of course after you've completed the event and collected all the rewards. So now let's get into this. With these upgrades, it should be pretty easy right from the start. Traditionally, in a track day or a race day event or anything that's required PR, bot slowing, bot maintenance, all that stuff isn't required. So hopefully that's going to be true. We'll just see what this is going to be like. So I am not going to be taking it slow. I'm going to be taking it very fast. By the way, one big advantage of buying all these upgrades right now is that you're getting used to the car with those upgrades. So it's okay to add upgrades as you go, perfectly fine. It's just then you're having to adjust to the car that's changing, an ever-changing car. Might as well learn it this way, and then as you get to the back end of the event, it's going to be a lot easier. I decided I'd just drift this thing around a little bit. Why not? Have some fun with it. The other advantage of upgrading right at the start is that you know if you can afford it or not. So always make sure you do a cloud save before you do something like that. So if it's too expensive for you, you can just undo it. Although, word of caution, you'll ruin your online multiplayer score if you do that. It'll go down to 100. So yeah, just word of warning there. Got to be careful when you're doing, if you buy upgrades and then do a restore on any car, owned or not, it will reset your online multiplayer score. Now, I did a video once where I showed that in about 30 to 40 minutes, I can go from 100 points to over 1,000 points. So it's not too hard to recover it, but it is wasted time. Anyhow, so this one, stage 1 is usually extremely easy, especially with all these upgrades, clip the wall, whoopsie. Like I said, learning the car. So I'm learning the car this way, and then once I adjust to it, it'll be easier. So I think it's 5 seconds of skidding required. So just find some places you can drift it if you want to, like that. And I'm gonna try to win every single race. That's usually my goal, because I like to win. Winning's nice, winning's fun. We're going to see all sorts of McLarens, I would assume. That was a Senna, I believe, right, because it didn't have the race paint. A Senna GTR is going to have race paint. And there's been there's a whole bunch of McLarens out here. Let's see here. That looks like that might be a 600 LT. Pretty sure. I mean, things are going by fast, of course. So that might have been, ooh, that was sweet. Nose was pretty close to the wall on that one. Sweet drift, and lots of time left over. Like 20 seconds left over on that lap. Okay, so on average speed, again, with these upgrades, this is not going to be a problem at all. So we're just gonna, the thing is just to get around the traffic, but I mean, you could take it really easy if you wanted to. So I'm already, okay, of course, I hit the brakes, go under average speed. I'm glad they're using this version of Circuit de Catalunya. This is other than the very first corner, it's a pretty fast-paced track. That first tight hairpin is the only one that's touchy. So watch on your left, see all the writing on the wall? That's gonna suddenly end. That's a good reference point for your braking marker. Now, I didn't use it. The wall, one of the other races I did, there was red stickers all over the wall. That's what I'm used to. So I'm like, wait, where's my mark? Where's my mark? And then I totally missed my braking point. So, oh well. I mean, look at this. I'm still at average speed already. That was a Senna GTR. It had race paint on it. Or race vinyls, duh. Not race paint, race vinyls. And there's a regular Senna. And there's some stacked up there, so that's got to be something else. There's another Senna in the front, I can already tell. Very unique shape on the Sennas, so it's quite easy to see what they are. And that, I think that might have been a 675 LT. Could have been a 720S. Either a 675 or a 720. Not so sure. 720S, definitely one of the more interesting cars in the game, just because it drastically beats cars with the same PR and even a little bit higher. It's got really good active downforce, it seems. So that's kind of, ooh, I thought I was going to go under him. I mean, that's honestly all on me. He didn't suddenly move. Nevertheless, I'm getting rid of him. I've already got maximum damage with a hit like that. So, yeah, didn't hurt my average speed. I mean, it obviously it did hurt, but what I mean is it didn't drop it so low that I failed. The 600 LTs have a very different looking... That was a 600 LT, I'm sure of it. They've got a different tail lights. So based on what I can see here, the worst McLaren on the track is going to be the 600 LTs. They're very loose in the corners, very slippery in the corners, and so let's see if that becomes a problem. All right, so and I noticed one of them had the Shadow Project vinyl on, which is kind of cool. That goes back a couple of years ago. That's when Speed Junkie won the Shadow Project for Real Racing 3. He got to go to the McLaren factory and just have all sorts of cool experiences. So that's pretty awesome. Okay, it looks like similar layout here. Big mix of McLarens. See, there's one that's got the Shadow Project vinyl on it. All right, so definitely a 600 LT in this race. And Senna GTR in the lead. Oh, wait a second. No, it's a McLaren. So, a McLaren Artura in the lead. Now that time, that would have all been considered on track. This corner, I hate this corner. It's like, I'm really, really bad at this corner. I have a very hard time with this corner. It's hard to get the sense of it. Even this corner, like these big sweeping corners. This is a big sweeping hairpin. Although I did pretty good that time. This one's full throttle. And then I prefer to get on the brakes a little bit early for this one and then get on the throttle early. And then you got a beautiful speed run when you don't go into the gravel. Oh well. Now, nice red wall. So now you're really going to see where the red ends. But that's where it would end if it was the white deckled wall as well. It would end at the same spot. And that's usually going to be a very good reference marker. You got to tweak it depending on the car you're in. Like maybe I'll brake early or late, or a whole car length early or a whole car length late. It's going to depend on the car, right? So you just got to adjust for that. That definitely would be allowed on the time trial, what I just did. Let's see if I can do this a little bit better. It's a little bit better. Still not really happy with that. And this time, I mean, that's okay. Yeah, I mean, this is a tricky variant. Circuit de Catalunya it's quite the track. I like the track. I think I like pretty much every single variant. Grand Prix variant I don't like so much because it's got some real low speed corners. But, it's still a good track. You just got to know all your tracks. Okay, so that's the end of stage 1 already. Let's get on to stage 2. I wanted to point this out. Watch that timer. You've got 5 days to finish this event. If you don't finish it within 5 days, you don't get the car. So you really got to watch that. A lot of people don't pay attention to those timers, or they don't even realize they're there. Part of this is because in the old days, if an event ended, it was over. There's nothing you could do about it. But when Real Racing 3 introduced VP points, which is a wonderful gift to us racers, because we're doing everything we used to do, but getting additional rewards and sometimes free cars. So free gold, free cars, free currency for doing the same thing we were always doing. So that's why events stay open, so that you can finish them. Unfortunately, some people don't really pay attention to that, and like 20 days later, they go finish the event and they go, where's my car? So just pay attention to that timer. Now, there is 3 seconds of off track allowed. I don't think that's going to be necessary. I mean, I could have cut this first chicane if I wanted to. I don't think that's necessary. So let's see if I can get into first place with no off track. That'll be interesting. And again, I ran stage 1 flat out. Like you could see that I was not going slow. Here I'm taking it really close to the wall. You can do that because the curb extends off track on the inside of it. And then here, getting on those brakes earlier, blasting through the chicane. There's my 5th place car. He's a Senna, obviously. From a distance, you can tell that's a Senna. It's one of the easier cars to pick out. So 3 more cars to pass for me. That's going to be touchy. Now, what's this? Oh, that's a 720S GT3. No. That's where I'm not so sure. If that's a 675 or 720, I'd have to go take a better look. I mean, I know I could take a look at the end of the race. I'm so focused on getting these events done fast that I just sometimes don't do that. But because I'm just trying to fly through this. Oh, I might get first place here. Now that 720S, I don't think has a spoiler. Am I correct? I think I'm correct in saying that. And then this guy's pretty fast. I think this is a 675. He's pretty fast. Nice driving there, buddy boy. Okay, that wraps up this stage. All right, well, let's keep blasting through this. So, hit a target speed 171 miles per hour. I find it odd when they use miles per hour. Did you know that only 9% of the world uses miles per hour as their standard measurement? So that's kind of interesting. I know in the United States, I know miles per hour, big thing there. I know in some European countries I've driven in, certainly use miles per hour. Like Scotland and England, I believe. Yes, but then when I was in France, that was kilometers an hour. I went into that far too fast. So in Canada, a lot of people, at least my age, a lot of us are familiar with both miles per hour and kilometers an hour because the United States is our biggest trading partner. And I've driven down to the States lots, and so I've crossed the border, and it's like, all right, we're in miles per hour. In fact, our speedometers here in Canada list both miles per hour and kilometers per hour. It just has kilometers per hour in bigger numbers. So there you go, guys. A lot of Canadians, at least my age and older, are going to know kilometers and miles per hour, as well as pounds and kilograms, as well as centigrade and Fahrenheit. Celsius and Fahrenheit. Why did I say centigrade? I don't even know if that's a word. I meant to say Celsius and Fahrenheit. No, I think I got stuck in the middle. Disintegrate that comment. Okay, so obviously, hitting speed is not difficult here. I'm just showing these weird places you can actually drive. That was the Monza Junior course. That's the exit from the corner onto this straight. So that actually counts as on track, even if you're at Monza road course. There we go, using up the track. And then over here, there's a funny section that's actually on track because that takes you to the old oval, which you cannot drive. It doesn't exist anymore, but the remnants of it are still there. They even coded it into the game. That's stinking cool. Pretty good attention to detail. Okay, so this is very specific. You must finish in 5th place, not higher and not lower. You can run anywhere you want to run during the race. You must finish in 5th place or you will lose this race, which I found out the hard way, and I went, seriously? By the way, I think I was wrong when I said that one car was a Senna GTR. A 720S GT3 is a very deckled car. So that's what that should have been. Because that's a slower car. Senna GTR is a fast car. That right there must be the 720S, right? Yeah. 720S GT3. The 720S does not have a spoiler. At least not a very big one, a very small one. And then the 675 LT, I think, has a retractable spoiler. Or maybe not. It's got something on there. It's got some kind of a spoiler or a fin in the back or something. It's some kind of a fishy feature. Sorry, guys. It's play on words. I said fin. Come on. Work with me here. All right, so get a little bit of slipstream. Not much from this guy because, well, he's so slow. Kind of sucks that he's in 5th place. I'm going to try to push him and see if I can get him up there. This is an interesting stage. You can't go over 294 more than once. So if you do it twice, you fail. So I did it once, and I pushed it. Any more than that, you fail. So be careful. And there's really no reason. You don't have to push it like I am. I'm just curious if I can make this guy pass another car. That's what I'm trying to achieve. Whoopsie! Okay, well, I gotta let him overtake me. Come on, man, hurry up. Gosh, you're slow. That is a fun car to drive. Just not really fast, but nicely balanced car. So I like that. Okay, he's back in there. There's someone coming up behind me. And somehow I toggled names off again. When I'm doing time trials and that, I don't like having the names on because my Ghost bot, my own name will flash back and forth above my car and it drives me crazy. So I don't like that, so I turn it off. But for an event like this, I should have it on because sometimes they say, go find this car and tailgate him or do this to him or do something else to him. This one's interesting. So, first time crossing the start-finish line, you got to be in 5th. Next time, you got to be in 4th. Next time, you got to be in 3rd. Must do it that way. So pretty easy. Yeah. And sometimes in racing they'll do stuff like that in real life racing, target this position. So I get that. That's okay. That's cool. That's fine. So right now I just got to not pass anyone, which is no problem because I'm not going to catch anyone before the start finish line. But then I'm allowed to overtake one guy. Well, I could overtake as many guys as I want. I just need to make sure I'm in 4th place at the end of the next lap. Now, driving in a little bit deep. Yeah, that's a 675 LT. A little bit of an active spoiler there. Not a huge one. Like, you know, one that doesn't go up and down. So it's not retractable, but it does go up and down. Now check this out, inside line versus outside line. We were pretty evenly matched there. See, when we come out of that, oh, he got on the brakes a lot sooner than I did. Oh, I got on the brakes way too late. That's on me, man. Okay. And I can't pass this guy anyways, but I might just give him a shove. Say, come on, man, let's go, let's go. See if I can, well, there's no one for him to pass. Yeah, we'll never catch him. So then sometimes, ooh, I definitely cracked myself up a little bit. That sounds funny. I cracked myself up. That would be stage 1 damage. As we watch, you'll see it gets way worse. Actually, I think I already showed that. Well, we'll see. Gotta love the sky on some of it. Sometimes I just look at the sky and like, wow, that's an amazing sky. Good job, guys, the guys who coded the sky. Which would have been, you know, a while back. Anyway, I like some of these, you know, dusk and dawn variants and different things like our morning and evening. I forget which one this is. But I like it. It looks good. Okay, let's give him a big push. You give me a big toe. Someone asked me about this recently. Why do you get the slipstreaming yellow effect there when you're in front of a car? That's because when two cars hook up like this, both cars benefit. So that's why you can get a push from another car. And I'm getting bored, so I decided to do something very nasty. Woo-wee! We're both dead. That's it. We're dead, but we're alive. Yeah, so anyways, slipstreaming. It's most noticeable in NASCAR. On circuits like Talladega or Daytona, like super speedways. Talladega is one of the more iconic ones, but same with Daytona. So what happens there is you might get like, okay, let's just say you got an upper and lower line of 5 cars each. And you would think the upper groove would be slower because it's a longer distance around the track, and that is true. However, if the upper groove gets more hooked up, meaning they're closer, so they've got a closer gap bumper to bumper, they will be faster because they become one vehicle traveling very, very fast. Also, though, with some of those tracks, there's progressive banking, like it starts getting banked higher and higher. But Talladega, you're just full throttle the whole time. Same with Daytona Speedway. You're just pinned. And what's interesting is when the guys get into the draft, they actually lift off the throttle a good amount because they're getting such a tow or a push. The problem is when the guys are setting up a pack of slipstreamers and it gets a bit too rough, suddenly you get one guy gets turned and it's just like, woo, nastiness. Which is where you get what they call the big one in NASCAR, where cars flip up into the air and tumble all over the place. Okay, that's the end of stage 2. Here we go to stage 3, and yes, all of that was my voice. I can slip into this radio announcer voice, or the type of voice, as my viewers would know, if I'm trying to sell you a truck. If you watch American television, this is how a guy talks if he's selling you a truck. And also if it's a boxing match. Okay. So, here we are at Nürburgring, which is quite the track. Oh, let's talk about something. I'm going to try to get ahead of something, because, oh boy, do I ever hear it a lot. So, let's see. Okay, forgive my pronunciation. I think it's the Nordschleife, but maybe there's more to it than that. It's been a while since I tried to say the word. The full-length Nürburgring circuit. There's actually 2 of them. There's one that's even longer. And a lot of times people will say, I want them to add that. How come they won't add this to this game? Because it's impossible. I specifically asked the developers about it once. It's impossible. It's too long for Real Racing 3. The next thing people say, well, there's other mobile games that have it. Yes, they've got a different graphics engine, and so that won't work. Now, it's possible that the highest quality phones could run it. Maybe. Although the head developer told me just matter-of-factly no. But anyways, let's just say for a second that the highest quality current cell phones could run it. Well, then other cell phones couldn't. Like right now, there are people who are watching this video that they cannot play Le Mans circuit. They will not load Le Mans because Le Mans is 13.63. Sometimes I forget if it's 3.6 or 6.3. It's over 13 kilometers. It's a long track, and people can't even load that. Can you imagine a track that's 20 or even 25 kilometers long? That is Le Mans plus Spa. I think Spa's the second longest track, just over 7 kilometers. So way too long. So it's never going to be in the game for that reason, unfortunately. It would have to be a different platform altogether. And you know what though? Like, sometimes people really want to see something in the game until they get it. and then they don't. For me personally, I would go nuts driving a 5-minute lap on a track, and you blow it on the second last corner or the last corner, and you've got to go again. Not only that, there's no servicing left in your car because it was such a long stinking lap. So I do not mind that we do not have mega tracks in the game. Le Mans gets me frustrated enough, and like just I get to the last chicane and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I should push it very much because I'm so worried about losing my 3-minute lap, you know, depending on your car. Sometimes 3.5, sometimes more like 2.5 or 2:35. But anyhow, so I'm getting out ahead of it, guys. Don't ask me. It's not going to happen. A real good example of people wanting something and then really not really wanting it anymore was Monaco. Everyone wanted Monaco, such an iconic track, until you race it. And you're like, this is horrible. Where do I overtake? And then there was problems that they'd have us on like a 20-car field with 3 laps and get to the lead. Yeah, right. Good luck doing that in 2-3 laps at Monaco. So, and thankfully the developers made some changes to that. In real life at Monaco, you don't make that many positions in an entire race. There's pit strategies and things like that that become way more important to having Monaco work. Anyhow, so yeah, hopefully we do see some new tracks at a point. I mean, it's been a while, and I'd love to see us get some new tracks. I will tell you guys, adding a new track is brutal for these guys. Like, look at all the detail. Have you ever looked at the trees? You notice that the trees, they're not just copy paste. It's like a whole bunch of unique trees and like a whole bunch of features in the sidelines, like houses and people and billboards and all of this stuff, like all of these buildings off in the distance. That is a massive undertaking. So I know I mean, making a car is hard enough, making a track much harder. Okay, so elimination race. Engine temp, and this seems to be the type of event where the engine temp just keeps building. It will not dissipate no matter what you do. So I was a little bit worried here. So at first I'm just going to take it easy and see how it goes. Then if it seems like it's going pretty easy, then I might just put the pedal down a little bit. And then you'll know what you can do. So this isn't a test run, this is my one try. I'm not doing a test run. I'm not going to repeat a stage that's going to be ridiculously easy. I expect this to be easy. I expect this whole event to be easy. So, I mean, that's why you guys watch videos, is to know if that's true or not, and to know if you need to do something different than what I'm doing, if I do something stupid and get myself into a major mess. Or if there's just something stupid going on in this particular event, which I guess you'll find out, and I'll find out. Okay, so that engine temperature, it's not moving that much, is it, guys? Like, I'll still coast a little bit for now. Like, look at my lead. It's ridiculous. That's a 1/4 kilometer. I just hate coasting. I'd rather be going zoom. So, we're going to blast through this. I mean, let's see. So, 4 left to go. That's only 3 cars. 3 times 20 is 1 minute. But still, I mean, I'll just take it easy. By the way, none of that's off track. So, just in case you don't know that, none of that's off track. If you run steering assist high, it's probably forcing you to obey the curbs. Steering assist low is okay. I don't like it in times where you need to take off-track cuts, but steering assist low for like time trials, you're usually going to be just fine. The only one track that is horrible for all steering assist is COTA, Circuit of the Americas. Like steering assist high, it'll force you to slide, and then people say, oh, well, that's why you keep traction control on. No, that's also making you slow. But yeah, I put the hammer down there for a bit. I figured let's do a couple of donuts here. I got a huge lead. One more donut, and oh, he's catching up. I better go. He's catching up a lot. Thought I could keep doing donuts till it ran out. Man, he slowed down. They take that corner so bad. Now I'm gonna let him pass me. Santos, go past me. He's gonna be, kamikaze mode. Okay, yeah, we keep on going. So 400-meter lead by 1 minute and 19 seconds. Okay. Well, then why is this 2 laps and why is there a 2-minute timer? That's really screwy. That makes no sense at all. Okay, well, ignore the 2-minute timer and ignore the 2 laps. Look at your bottom timer. Or just go. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go. Maybe when that timer hits 119, I need to be 400 meters ahead. Is that what they mean? Well, then why put 2 laps on here? I don't know. This is just really, really weird. This makes no sense at all. We'll just see if I succeed or not. So we're getting close to... Oh, as soon as you hit a 400-meter lead, it ends. Well, there we go. Okay, here's where I got angry. This is a stupid stage. A stupid stage. I wasted at least half an hour here. Look at these cars, okay? Everything's great unless you get a stupid McLaren 600 LT. I had a quit and retry. I don't know. Like, I did probably 40 attempts on this event and then like 20 quit retries. Here's the thing. If the first car you see is a 600 LT, quit. Just quit. Just start over. Because you're going to be so far back, there's no way you're going to be able to make it to the lead. Okay? I think someone screwed this up. Personally, I think this is screwed up. Because it says stay in last place for the whole first lap. This isn't the first lap. This is the out lap. So that's the problem. There's two problems. Like, okay, 600 LTs being in this, okay, that'd be fine if it was like 2 full laps, not 2.5 full laps. So this is a 675. Give him a big push, back off him right before he's going to skid on his brakes. You got to know where the bots want to brake. And so I'm doing this because I'm trying to get him up to those 2 cars. I need to close this gap because I need to go a whole additional lap without passing him. It's just annoying. Why am I so angry about this stage? Because it has nothing to do with skill. It's purely about the luck of the draw, and I hate that. In real life racing, I mean, there is a bit of luck involved, but if you've got a perfectly good car, like I've got right now, then there's no reason why I should be having to go through this. This is just frustrating. So, you're going to see my frustration with this 600 LT very, 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 very quickly, because that stupid red one is one. Look at this. So he was in, okay, I'm in 6th, so 5, 4. He was in 3rd place. Look at this. Watch him fall back. And I'm going to push him a bit, but you got to back off like at least 3 car lengths before the braking point, or he's going to be in all over the track, and he'll be in the wrong race line, and it'll take him even longer to take the corner, and it's just so stupid. And then when I'm finally allowed to go for 1st place, I have to cheat. There's no other way I can do this. I've got to take off-track cuts and drive like a wild man because there's just no other way to do this. Like, I've been trying this definitely for half an hour, maybe more like 45 minutes. This whole event should be possible in under an hour, except for this one dumb stage. So in my opinion, the 600 LTs have no business being on the track in this event. If that was the case, we would have been okay. The 720S GT3 are slow, but they're not slow in the corners. This guy slows down like I don't know what he's doing. There's no way that you have to slow down that much for these corners. So, I don't know. Resetting the race as many times as I did, I knew the risk was it would make these guys even slower. My hope was it would slow down the leader. But it's just, I don't know. This is just a really stupid stage. So that's what I had to do, was quit and retry a whole bunch of times, and then if you get a 600 LT as your first car, forget about it. Or like the car the 5th place car, just forget it. You got to just quit and retry. You can tell it's a 600 LT because it's kind of got a little border around the brake lights there, a black border. That's how you know. If you see him, what I was doing a lot of the time, I'd smash the snot out of him and quit and retry the race. So there you can see, I'm cutting the first corner, okay? I'm going to blast this, and then I'm going to cut this a little bit. And that was okay. Not great, not getting the optimal line here. And then get around that guy. And then this next corner, I'm just going to cut across this too. Just cut all the way across here. And oh, nuts, I nailed him. Oh, that's just wonderful. So that's going to give me all sorts of damage, which is going to slow me down. Okay, stage 1 damage, not stage 2. There's only 2 stages of damage, by the way, if you don't know that. Every stage of damage will reduce your stats, all of them to a degree. Oh, and then that's a great corner. Lovely job. Okay, just gonna try to roll with it here. So yeah, top speed, acceleration, grip, brakes, all are affected to some degree. That degree varies by car and category. So even with the Formula 1 cars, some cars really barely notice a change in the top speed, but then a big change in grip. So it's kind of interesting how that works. We're getting ready for a very high speed last chicane cut. All my other attempts, I get to the start finish line and I'm 250 meters back. So this is my first time going all the way through after doing like 20 quit retries. Very frustrating. Nothing to do with my abilities. So yeah, cheat. I got frustrated. I shouldn't be doing this. I just was frustrated. Got to have all assists off if you're going to cheat like that. Like your brake assist, steering assist, traction control, have it all off if you're going to take off-track cuts. That's what you need to do. Okay, let's get back to a calmer point of view. I'll calm myself down. Few deep breaths. We're at Laguna Seca. I love Laguna Seca. Some people despise Laguna Seca. I used to despise Laguna Seca, but now I think it's wonderful. It kind of sounds like Lagoon. Let's go to the Blue Lagoon. Let's go have a nice vacation. Anyway, so why did I used to hate Laguna Seca? Because all the sand and all the flat corners, and because I spent more time in the sand than I did on the track sometimes, guys. But once you get the hang of Laguna Seca, it's kind of a fun track. Not to mention that the corkscrew is one of the best places to get airborne in the entire game. It is so much stinking fun. But I don't think I'll be doing that this time around. Now, I took that. I was on the brakes a bit early, I thought, but apparently not early enough. As you can see, I did enable the names, so it's easier to see who I am dealing with. And here, this is the corkscrew coming up. They call it the corkscrew because it winds down. Very quick drop, kind of like a corkscrew, wrapping around a corner. I'll be in first place very quickly, so we will not be watching this whole race because that's going to get boring. There'll be other laps here, but it's just going to be boring. It's going to be 2 laps of nothing. So we're warping ahead to the last lap right here, and there we go. No trouble at all. You saw how I took the corners. Not a difficult stage at all. Next. Stay on track and win the race. Well, that's pretty easy. Speed snap. Yeah, you really don't need to go off track for a speed snap. So, yeah. I don't think this is going to be difficult. Again, with the... I'm trying to crank up the bot difficulty again. I hate that I lowered the bot difficulty doing all that quit retry. I want the bots to be as difficult as possible because, well, that's where I find fun in a required PR event. That last stage was not fun. Like, it's just... I don't know. I've never seen a real life race where they say, oh, stay in last place until the last lap. Oh, and then get right up to first place. I mean, even if you're at Talladega, some guys at Talladega and Daytona Speedway in NASCAR, they'll hang back for the majority of the race to try to avoid the big one. Because the ways you avoid the big one at Talladega is like be the leader or be at the back. But they start working their way up to the front like way sooner than the last lap. All right, here's a lesson in drafting, not tailgating. This one's drafting. And yeah, I mean, there's no way this is going by this fast. So last time I did it as a trivia, and now I'll just say it. It's Roman cubits, guys. So that's the unit of measure being used. Every meter I drive, I'm getting credited 2.25 meters. No one knows why this happened in the game, but they can never fix it because all the old events would become impossible, especially a NASCAR event where we were required to do more slipstreaming than was available on the track. So that's kind of funny, isn't it? 200. Oh, that's kind of funny. Was that 249 or 294? Ah, well, I'll just go fast. We'll see what happens. And sometimes I just don't take a close enough look at those things. Mr. Magnus. All right. So I didn't hit speed yet, although I didn't hit that. Oopsie. Ooh, I went off track a bit. Didn't mean to do that. Mr. Magnus, he's going to get back around me a little bit, but we'll fix that problem right here. And this car, it speeds up nicely. The gearing works pretty nicely. Oh, it's obviously 249, not 294. Oh, good. Well, that'll be easy. 294 had me a little bit worried at Laguna Seca. And so we'll hit it again here. Oh, I didn't slow down enough, I guess. Okay, well, we'll hit it again here. Yeah, there we go. So we're also going to shorten this one because what's the point? It's 3 laps again, and I'm way in the lead, and I'm just going to keep on getting way into the lead. Almost hit that 249. Didn't quite get there. So, yeah, obviously, this is going to be no trouble at all. Joke of a race. Let's just skip at least 1 lap. Yeah, we'll skip 1 lap. So you can see on my lead on Magnus is huge. Getting into that 1 kilometer zone here. 800 meters. Yeah. Yeah, this track, I don't know. I don't know why I used to... Well, I know why I didn't like it. I just kind of like it now. Corners are slightly banked. Most of the corners, you know, well, that one's pretty flat. But the next corner's got some more heavier banking. So you don't really have to slow down too much for it. And Magnus, I'm getting onto a kilometer lead on this guy. Oh yeah, that's a 1 kilometer lead. Man, you're driving like a joker. Horrible. We're in the same car. And you're driving that badly. Now, I should say that because this is required PR, like usually bots are going to be at about the PR rating that the level is at. So I'm over the required PR at this point because I bought all those upgrades right away. So I've got the PR needed for the very last couple of races. So that's why he's dogging way far back there. Like, that's a huge lead though. Come on, man. That's funny. And yeah, let's just wrap it up right there. That's the end of that stage. On to the last and final stage at Lime Rock Park, of all places. Interesting. Interesting place for a final stage. This is another interesting track. This is a fast-flowing track. I like this one. Like, check this out. This is fast. Oh, clip the wall. Thought I'd see how fast I could take that. This is a fast corner. It's possible those last corners full throttle. I'm not sure in this car. I need a slight lift there. Got a little bit nervous of going off track. Here I'm going to hit my speed target multiple times. I got to hit it one more time, but oh, that's going to be easy before the start-finish line. Mr. Elias, there's no way I'm going to win this race. There's only one lap to go. This is a short track. Ooh, digging into Mr. Elias. Sorry, man. Okay. Can I hit? I don't know if I can hit it here. I mean, if I pinned it into the wall, I could have, but what's the point? Ooh, that's fast. Gosh, is that ever fast? Oh, I hit speed there. Wow, that's fast. So that I slipped up a little bit. Oh, off track a little bit. Ooh, that's not good. Gonna have to watch that because I'm sure they're going to be saying no off track coming very, very soon. Let's see. Okay, well, tail Magnus for 1 minute. Tailgate. Tailgate by how much? You didn't say. Like, I'm tailgating him right now. I'm behind him. Oh well. We'll just work our way up to Magnus really quickly here. 2 laps and a little bit. A very short out lap. Mostly faster cars now, it seems. That was a 675 LT. This looks like a 675 LT. And what do we have on the front there? Oopsie. Oh, an Artura, of course, because it's Magnus. 1 minute of this? Gosh. Okay, well, he better drive. I mean, come on, man. Get up there and drive this thing. I'll give you a push if you don't know how to drive. I won't push him off track, though. See, watch. I'm going to back off before the braking point. Or else he's going to get all squirrely. And then he's going to slow us both down. And I'll get a smashed windshield. And ooh, I fell back a little bit. But get in that slipstream. So I'm slipstreaming and tailgating. Doing both. Very nice. Sometimes driver view helps in this type of thing. You can really watch him. Oh, someone's getting up behind me. Come on, Magnus. I need you to get going here, buddy. You're really slowing things up here. Kind of making me mad. Getting a little bit worried about that guy behind me. But we're nearing 60 seconds. Oh, did he ever slow down a lot more than I thought he would? Okay, I'm done with him. Oh, and the race ends. Okay, I thought I was going to overtake him for the lead. Not necessary. Again, they're not telling us how close to tailgate. Oh well, I guess I'm going to have to figure it out by trial and error. I'm used to being told how close I have to tailgate. That's actually very important information. Now this one said no damage. Well, I'm pretty stinking close. Holy smokes, you got to stay close to him. Okay, well, you might want to utilize a lot of driving beside him so you don't get damaged. Like, I'm still going to tuck in behind him myself. I'm pretty confident I know when this guy's going to want to brake. He drives a lot slower if you get side by side. So he definitely over brakes this, oh, I used to know the names of these corners. It's actually pretty simple. Anyway, going up the hill here. Don't worry about your average speed. It's a long race. It's a 5-lap race. Don't worry about your average speed. That's nothing to worry about. Get your tailgating in as fast as you can. Nice slipstreaming here, doing a little bit of both. Get it in as fast as you can, then overtake him, and then worry about your average speed, which honestly, that's not going to be a problem. Average speed won't be a problem here. I'd like to get this done very quickly. Oh, he takes this horrible. What are you doing? That's so many weird braking points. Trying not to damage my windshield. Okay, here we go. Bye-bye, Mr. Magnus. I'm done with you. You are so slow. I'm going to set up an overtake as we go uphill here. So I'm going to brake a little bit early and then take an inside line on him. And just bye-bye. Little scrape, little nudge. Because I'm angry at him. He's slowing me down. I'm trying to drive my car fast. My Artura needs to go, 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 go. Come on, where's that average speed? We're going to hit it right away. Come on. I forget what the number is. I wasn't really paying attention to that. I didn't think it was going to be a problem. I think it said no off track too, but I'm not sure. I'm going to keep it on track just in case. Definitely it said don't get damaged. Okay, so full throttle, I think. Have I got that right? A little tap on the brakes there. Come on. Come on, average speed. I know you want to show yourself. Woo-wee. Come on, average speed. All right, there it is. All right, let's warp ahead and see how much I built it after 2 more full laps. There you go. Not a problem. So do what I said. Get all your tailgating in first, then you just run some nice, fast, clean, flowing laps. Not difficult. Okay, next one. Skidding for 25 seconds? That lap time seems really long though, unless they start now. Oh, they started now. I still don't think that's going to be much of a problem. So let's do some heavy drifting here. Drift this corner a bit. Woo! And who do we have here? Oddly enough, that's a Senna. Okay, well now just drift back and forth as you're going down the straight. There's no way you can win this race. See, all that's counting. See that? It's all counting. And Oddly's catching up a little bit to drift all this if you can. Get a nice drift going. There we go. And Mr. Ooh is up there. A little bit better. Okay, a little bit more drifting here. I get this 1 lap though to do this all in. 16 seconds of it in already. 16.7, 17. Ooh! Interestingly enough, if you try to just do donuts, it doesn't really seem to work as good. And also there's a time requirement, so... Oh! I got half a second left. Oh. Well, this is actually really easy. Oh yeah. Really easy. No trouble at all. So don't worry about that one. That's easy. Next! Last race. Place first. Well, that should be easy. Unless... Well, I guess we'll see. I'm starting in second. Interesting. Not normal for this game. You almost always start last. Okay, well, there's Magnus. Ooh, I wasn't expecting Jojo to get up there so quick. Hey, here we are. We're in a nice slipstreaming sandwich. Magnus, holy smokes. I was not expecting that. Man, he got on those brakes early. That's strange. That was like formation driving. But he had no one beside him, I didn't think. Okay, well, I'm going to blast. I'm going to humiliate Magnus. We're just going to blast through this circuit. Woo! That is that's a fun section. I got to tell you, I do like this track. Let's see here. I kind of am doing a quick little lift there. I'm a little bit worried about taking that full throttle. I just don't want it to go wrong for me. So that's why I figured, just take it easy there. I mean, already, look at my lead. That's embarrassing. It'd be interesting if I could lap someone. I mean, I'd be surprised. They all seem like they were faster cars, so I don't think I'll be lapping anybody. But you never know. Gotta pay attention in case it's possible. Blast through this. Very nice indeed. Magnus getting on. I'm getting on a 1 kilometer lead on Magnus. In fact, there's 1 kilometer. Let's watch for a 1 mile lead, which is going to be about 1,610, right around there. I think it's 1,609. I forget the exact reference of meters to miles. When I grew up, they always said 1.6, but actually that's not quite right. If you're rounding numbers, following the right rules, it's more so 1.61 kilometers in a mile, if you're going to round off that second decimal place. Well, already, that's a very huge lead. Well, we're coming to the end of this. That's a huge lead. Come on, 1 mile. I want to see a 1 mile lead on Magnus. Getting there. Okay. Well, there we go. That is going to wrap this up. And yeah, well, there you go, guys. So thanks for joining me today. Here's all the upgrades, all 3s. Please like, please subscribe. Check out some other videos. Again, all of the rewards and all the costs and all that were at the beginning of the video this time. I don't usually do that. So thank you so much. Best of luck earning your own McLaren Artura. Bye-bye now.